the Marshmello Incident was something that really bothered me, and I thought I was again downside, and I think my life, my career in events is over. I'm not the job kind of a person. I would rather want to do something which I own it.
So many entrepreneurs that you read about, they always used to sell something.
But I've always been someone who cannot stay at home 24/7. I need to work. I need to do something. I cannot spend a lot of time at home. Young guys are coming into restaurant business, and they don't understand it completely. They just feel that they know so many guys. But before I create systems, I need to know everything to the core.
Yeah.
So nobody cheats me there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Rato Rupaiya, the podcast. This is Shrestha. As the episode was extremely interesting because we had Mr. Ritesh Marwadi, who is the founder of KTM Live Entertainment. He owns a lot of ventures, mostly in hospitality, event management, liquor supply. There are a lot of businesses that he owns. मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै रमाइलो लाग्यो because it was so interesting to get specific insights on this whole event industry that people are so fascinated about. What does it take to successfully conduct an event? र अरु धेरै कुराहरू जस्तै running a restaurant, running a liquor supply business, a grocery business, यो सबै कुराको बारेमा थाहा पाउन मन छ भने this episode is perfect for you. And if you're wondering यो पालि चाहिँ होली कता मनाउने भनेर, then Mad Wolf is the perfect option for you. That is happening on 24th of March 2024 starting from 11 a.m. at Everest Hotel, Banishore. Let's get right into it, shall we? Hi, Ritesh. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. Looks really amazing. Nice setup.
Thank you. So I was researching, when I was going through all of the videos and broadcasts that you've done,
Right.
I read one article and त्यसमा चाहिँ मैले एउटा एकदम इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुरा भेटाएँ के हैन अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ के लेखेको थियो भने you were in a boarding school, right? पहिला हैन इन्डियामा देहरादुनमा हुँदाखेरि right अनि त्यति बेला चाहिँ how old were you?
I don't exactly remember, but class 9 and 10 I was in Arizona.
So त्यति
13,
बेला
14 year old, around that time.
So a 13, 14-year-old Ritesh, right now, when you got into some issues or whatever, right now,
Yes.
I think you got expelled.
Yes.
Ani how did you feel, right now? Because that's a big challenge for a 14-year-old,
Right.
and I feel like challenges are what really shape us into becoming the person. I mean, so how do you think that shaped you? Your particular experience and other challenges, anything that has happened.
For someone who was as young as me at that time, and the first thing that was going in my mind was how am I going to talk to my parents? It was like so difficult. I mean, my parents were informed by the school like he has been expelled. He's been locked up in a room until they come and meet the principal. I mean, as a young guy, I was expelled for a lot of reasons. I will not get into that, but I mean, it was not that big of an issue, but I think it became one for the school. It was a new school, and I was the school captain then, and the school captain rules are bigger, it became quite a thing. But the first thing that I was most worried was about, because my parents had to rush all the way from Nepal to India, come meet, and then figure out. And I was only, I think, 6 months away from giving my class 10 board exams. So now to find a new school where I would get my admission and then give my board exams and not lose an entire year was like, going all in my mind. But I think when my dad and my mom, they came and they were very supportive. I think that was such a big relief, for a young guy or a young kid. सबैभन्दा stressful कुरा नै is कि अब गाली खान्छ पिटाइ खान्छ कि they will not support you कि भन्ने हुँदो रहेछ. But I mean, they talked to the principal very politely and they talked to me very nicely and they fed me. The first thing they did was took me to my favorite little restaurant to, grab Domino's pizza after I was out of that school. And they were like, it's okay, it happens. And, that support really meant everything to me at that point of time. Ignoring my mistakes, and he was like, okay, we'll talk about this, but just be cool, okay? Just relax. It's okay, it happens. And then I made a lot of mistakes, and And every time I made a mistake, I admitted it. I think that's where my parents were like, okay, if you admit it and you fix it, you wanna, learn something out of it, it's okay. So the school got a NISK, and then I got into Carmen school, and they were very nice, and they agreed on giving me admission there, and I cleared out the first class division, because now that was my motivation to pay back my parents, that I had to make sure that I clear my exams, very nicely, and I did. Scored some 70% at Tigla, that I was really happy. So yeah, that's your part. I think for that age, everybody needs a supportive parents, because you make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
You don't even realize you end up doing something that you don't want to, but now that you've done it, it's all messed up, right? So yeah, that's a big learning for me at that age.
Even the supportive parents bhai पनि हैन तपाईको thought process कस्तो थियो त्यति बेला, what is happening जस्तो like घरको त्यति थिएन?
I mean, of course, you don't know what is coming next to you, how you're going to be dealt with, and it was so much stress. But one thing I learned after that, like I said earlier also, is that when your parents believe in you, you support, you don't need to lie. We have this very bad habit of lying to just even hide the small mistakes, like khana khaena bhane pani khayo bhandiन्छ नि त हामीले, they might scold you भनेर. So I think that day I learned that I will never lie to my parents, at least, no matter what happens. We've made bigger mistakes after that, but I never lied to them. I mean, they're like the first support system who don't expect anything out of you but the truth and honesty. So that was one, and that's how I dealt with that stress. That if you go with something wrong happens to you, you need to calm down and just speak the truth out.
That's the nostalgic voice.
I mean, every time I go to India and I'm in Dehradun, I visit that school, and I have a lot of good memories and bad memories there. But I still remember, I think the entire school came to the principal and said, don't let him go.
Really?
I was so close to all the students. I was the senior most class and the captain there. So everyone used to look up to me, and I also felt bad to let them down. But imagine they had like a whole letter written to the principal that, we all want him to stay back so he can fix it. But what's done is done. So, but I'm still connected with, students from 2007 till now. And that's such a big thing. And they came to my wedding, I go to theirs, and there's so much there. So much of bonding I learned. So yeah, I have great memories in there. Okay.
I think the treats, whatever that I saw in the videos, it's just so distinctive. And then you were meant to be an entrepreneur. So one of the things that I really noticed was, correct me if I'm wrong, through your article, you were working as an intern. You're an insurance company, right?
Yes.
And the stipends, I think it was 3,000 only, and you sold insurance package worth 15 lakh go,
I think around more, somewhere around, but yeah.
And then I think promotion and they offered you 20,000, but you rejected it.
Yeah, I think it was so I was working for Prime Life Insurance, and it was because of one of my college teachers. So they said, okay, why don't you intern? And we did. I think 3,000 was the gross salary basically. So after 1% TDS, 2,970 was the first salary. And I'm so happy to give it to my mom. And then the rest, 470 rupees, say we had lunch. College first year, 2011, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so that was like 19.
18, 19 at the time, but 2,500 momलाई दिए, 470 चाहिँ आफूले राखेँ. But त्यो पैसा भन्दा पनि त्यो कुराको रियलाइजेसन चाहिँ के भयो भन्नाले आफ्नो वर्थ आफैले थाहा पाउनु पर्छ at the right time. Because until they were giving me 3,000, I was just okay with it. And what happens in an insurance company is, if you sell insurance, you get a percentage out of it as commission on sales, which we didn't know properly. We were just trying to learn how to sell and how to be in an office system while studying in college. So, 35-40,000 rupiyaँ account ma aayo. I'm like, wow, that's cool, I mean, and I will get it for the rest of my life unless that person does not close his insurance.
Really?
So certain paisa every year मैले पाइरहेको छ. I was like, wow, this is cool. If you sell insurance is something that everyone must have. Even I have 4 or 5 insurances. तर कम्पनीले तपाईँलाई चाहिँ कमिसन पनि दिँदो रहेछ एन्ड अब त्यो आफ्टर आई जस्ट डिड 2 sales just at the right time. एउटा चाहिँ चिनेकै दाइको बच्चा भएको थियो, so he wanted to get a 10 lakh insurance, and I think another one was a teacher, उसको पनि छोरी was 10-11 years old, so he wanted to do something insurance for 7 lakhs, so 17 lakhs exactly I did. 20-50 हजार सानो पनि गरे होला, but त्यो दुईटा sales I did it in like 3 days. I was able to convince him that you need an insurance, and they were all educated, so they understood the value, and they said, yeah, okay, why not, we'll support bike money and insurance money bhayhaल्छ, and it's a good company. अनि त्यसको 15 days 20 days पछि जब I was called in the office again that, oh wow, you've done so good. They said, okay, why don't you handle Baneshwar now, and you will be working under someone, but we'll increase your salary 20,000. And I thought to myself, I was working in Kirtipur in the beginning, and I knocked out like 100 doors, and they were struggling to even give me 1 lakh insurance because Kirtipur is not the right spot. And after 2 months, 3 months, 0 sales, irritated, frustrated, we were still knocking it down. But then we realized if we can just talk to people we knew, we would have maybe succeeded and it worked for us. And maybe that's what our seniors saw, and then they were like, okay, now you've understood how it actually works, because you worked in the worst place where people would hardly buy an insurance because livelihood एकदम गाह्रो छ नि त, किर्तिपुरमा बस्ने मान्छे अलि लो लेभलमा भयो, उनीहरूको livelihood earning चाहिँ सानो हुन्छ. And that's when I thought, okay, if he can in 3 months of time raise my salary from 3,000 to 20,000, how much is he making out of me? उसले मलाई कमिसन पनि 30-40 हजार दिइसक्यो, मलाई 3,000 पनि दिइरहेछ, अब मलाई 20,000 पनि दिन रेडी छ. So I don't know, man. I thought that maybe I'm giving 2-4 lakh 5 lakh को प्रॉफिट ही दिरा होला नि त मैले उसलाई. Usually the salaries of people are 20-30% of what they actually make for the company is what I thought so. And when they called me in the office, I'm like, okay, bhana the bhani 20,000. My next day I went up and I'm like, I don't think I can continue anymore. And that's when I left. But I didn't know what I was doing next. But I knew my worth is more than 20,000 at that point in time. So that's the insurance company story.
It's so fascinating, because like at the age of 18, 19,
right,
when you're earning about 3,000, but a direct jump to you're so much tempted to take it, right? Because about lunch, since you're so young,
right.
But the fact that she said no is fascinating to me.
Because I also thought my attention is my time in that company was 6-7 hours, whatever I was giving. So we were beyond that. We were so passionate in whatever we were doing. I think it was two of my other friends were also there. So हामीलाई त कहिले कलेज सकिन्छ अनि अब इन्स्योरेन्स बिजनेस जाउँ, पैसा कमाउनु पर्छ भन्ने एउटा थियो. I think it's also the genes. My father was always a businessman, and I used to always see him working, day and night. And
what business?
My dad is in the hardware bathroom business, and a couple of other brands. But no matter what on earth happened, he used to leave home at 10 o'clock. He used to shut down the shop at 8-9 and come back to us. So I have very fond memories, and I used to always see him every single day. No matter what happened, he was there. He was the one opening the shop. And every time in the Saint TR, we used to see him, how much he was dedicated in the shop, in the pujas that we did. So I also, somewhere down the line, felt, my elder brother also never worked as a job. He never did a job. He joined my father's business, I mean, we used to not gel that well, but I always learned so much from my family inside, my mama Haru in India, my kaka Haru in the shops. And I thought, I'm not the job kind of a person. I would rather want to do something which I own it. So I did everything I could in that time. I think at times, if somebody needed something and if I knew how I could get that and I could get some money in between, I did it. I sold stuff, anything and everything I would do to make money, because my dad used to give me 5,000 every month. It was enough, but my dad never said no, but I mean, your limit is 5,000. So if you spend movies once a month, you cannot go for another movie at that point in time. So the 5,000 पनि धेरै लाग्यो, but then I don't know, it just suddenly clicked that, okay, I think you'll do something better. So I quit that job.
It's so common because like so many entrepreneurs that you read about, they always used to sell something के बच्चैदेखि नै हैन like lemonade stalls mostly but we need a coffee हैन so what did you sell पहिला बच्चा हुँदा चाहिँ or teenager हुँदाखेरि
सानै हुँदाखेरि त not really हैन मैले मेरो कजन्सहरुलाई I think when I was really small I think class 7-8 मै हुँदाखेरि मैले 1-2 महिनाको लागि चाहिँ मेरो कजन सानो त्यो नर्सरी एलकेजी को बच्चाहरुलाई नै पढाएँ I think but I was getting like what 500 rupiah mahina but again that getting that 500 was the motivation and I used to ride my cycle all the way from Kamal Pukri to Delhi Bazaar and teach for an hour and come back home and then get that 500 rupees त्यसपछि I think देउसी खेल्न भयो त्यहाँ पनि पैसा आउँछ भनेर we used to plan everything कसको पसलमा कसको घरमा गएर कति माग्नु so I think we were all motivated that way because money could buy you stuff I mean we always say money is not your goal but I think if you want something that comforts you in the end the exchange is money you need to give money to buy chocolates to watch movies to travel to buy clothes to buy your favorite shoes everything is money so त्यो भयो भने comfort automatically आउँछ के so I don't believe in this idea of
money does not buy
money does not buy happiness of course the mental peace the manko happiness is something different that comes with people you love and everything but त्यहाँ पनि I think somewhere down the line घुमाएर it's money that is making the difference yeah
so it's also interesting life because again I was watching your videos and कस्तो parallel भेटे के मैले तपाईको dad र तपाईकोमा and that is तपाईले भन्नुभयो नि तपाईको dad he always used to show up at like 10 भनेर and since you're doing so many ventures one of the videos मा चाहिँ तपाईले के भन्नुभएको थियो नि जे भए पनि बिहान जति बेला सुते नि I have to go to the office नि त हैन यति बेला खुल्नु पर्यो because I have to set your standard पनि for the staff that हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो भनेर so what do you think about that
so this thing actually began during COVID when we were stuck at home and then we were sick and tired of the first month of Netflix हेर्यो आमाले खाना बनायो खायो मोटायो सुत्यो but I have always been someone who cannot stay at home 24/7 I need to work I need to do something I cannot spend a lot of time at home always been a guy and out of nowhere some of my friends they had permissions with the government केही deliver गर्नु पर्यो important कुराहरु त्यति बेला it was so strict ni after the first person died out of COVID there's a curfew and you could only come out 1 hour a day in the morning 1 in the evening दिनभरि घर बसेर के गर्ने भनेको अब you talking to your friends and they're like तिम्रो काकाको त grocery पसल छ नि त so how about we do it same way we can help people because we're well connected with restaurants because of our events entertainment थमेलमा सबैलाई चिन्छ And we're like, yeah, I mean, sure. If we can get the legal permissions, I mean, let's do it. I mean, we started an online grocery called Mero Groceries. And it was doing really well. I think from everyone was messaging us like crazy. Alikati promote matre gareko हाम्रो circle ko entire family, friends, their friends, everyone saying यसले गरेर चाहिँ order गरौँ. We're so easy WhatsApp based order garo tok next day delivery
गरिदिन्छ there were a lot of things तपाईहरुकोमा जुन अनलाइन पाउँदैन थियो के त्यति बेला लागि
so what we did was त्यो 11 बजेदेखि 12 1 बजेसम्म खोल्ने बेलामा जुन grocery store वरिपरि थियो नि सबैको कनेक्ट लिएर we created like a system in our laptop the moment we get an order we're messaging everyone do you have this and then they said yes I have it so we went there we collected it and सबबर हामीले एक दुई घण्टा
गर्नु हुँदैन थियो
त्यतिको the first 2 months स्टोर गर्दैन थियो जोसँग छ उठायो बेच्यो बिचमा मार्जिन आयो I don't know if we were making enough money because the travel cost delivery cost was too high for that time but just the idea of again selling and doing something and not sitting back home was really important and then we did really good that was B2C directly business to consumer and then COVID finished and it went down alikati mile bio and then markets opened and then again that business went down so now what do you do I have my other businesses to take care and keep then we thought how about we go B2B because we know all of these restaurants and clubs and bars and credit set so I'll not get into that but now we were doing 50 times 100 times more business than what we were doing when we were B2C the volumes in a restaurant is 10 times more than what volume you get from one house but again cash and credit is a different thing अब त्यति बेला when we were ordering groceries, I think we got into vegetables, we got into dairy products, and then we realized that our staffs were just buying from the retail market, which was so expensive, and the restaurants thought it was expensive. अब के गर्ने त? Who's going to go to Kalimati 4 or 5 in the morning and then buy the vegetables early morning and then deliver it and still be cheap and make money out of it, right? That's the goal. So then we started making a spreadsheet of what is our requirement every day. And then I wanted to step in, and then we went 4 o'clock early morning in the Kalimatiko Bazaar or markets, and we started checking the prices. बिहान 4 बजे कति, 6 बजे कति, 12 बजे कति, 8 बजे साँझ कति. So actually, the earlier you go, the cheaper the prices in the vegetable markets. बिहानै बिहानै fresh truckमा सामान आइरहन्छ vegetables, and जति ढिलो भयो उनीहरूलाई मतलब हुँदैन कि अलिअलि बाँकी हुन्छ नि त. दे वान्ट टु सेल आउट एज क्विक एज पोसिबल, सो अलिक डिस्काउन्ट दिन्छ बिहान 12-1 बजेपछि त अब यति नै बाँकी छ, लिने बेल्याउ नलिने नल्याउ भन्ने टाइपको माइन्डसेट हुँदो रहेछ क्या. So I used to go with my staffs in the motorcycle, scooters, buy all the stocks needed for बिहान 5 बजे 4 बजे. And I used to love promoting it that I'm awake at 4. So whoever woke up at 6, 7 and saw the story like this guy is doing his shit, so we should support him. So people ordered त्यसरी पनि.
This is B2B नै भयो सबै.
So there were times when Friday राति सुगर बन्द गरेर अथवा सुगरमा 4-5 बजेसम्म बसेर सिधै सुगरबाट कालीमाटी पनि पुगेछ क्या. Fashionable लुगा लगाएर, and people are like, okay, what is this guy doing with the suit? What is this guy doing with like some really nice clothes in the Kalimati Mandi Bazaar? अनि सुगरबाट हामी कालीमाटी पुग्थ्यौँ. त्यहाँबाट सबै आएर के अरे ग्रोसरिज अर्डर गर्यो. 7 o'clock we went to the office, segregated everything, make sure it's neat and clean, nicely packed, and then delivered to everyone. So my staffs used to start seeing that. I didn't realize what I was making an impact for, अनि एकजना स्टाफलाई भाइ तपाईँ त हिजै 4 बजेसम्म क्लबमा थियो, अनि यहाँ त 7 बजे आइपुग्नु भयो त. भाइ म त्यहीँबाट ग्रोसरी लिन गएँ, त्यहाँबाट यहाँ आइपुगेँ, काममा लाग्छ. And I realized that the staffs are actually noticing that. That's something I learned. I mean, if you want to make an impact with your staffs, you want them to, तिमीलाई अलिकति respect गरोस्, अलिकति मानोस् भनेको. No matter what it is, you need to set yourself as an example to your staffs, your partners, your friends that, okay, you're doing your bit, no matter what on earth happens, you have a routine. You're trying to deliver a message, not only just groceries in the office. And that made an impact actually. And no matter how late, sometimes we have to deliver groceries at 10, 11 in the night, the boys never said no. सुरुमा the time was, दाइ 6 बज्यो त घर जान्छु दाइ, अब भोलि गरौँ, अब आज भएन. And then they got motivated themselves to deliver more so that tomorrow they don't have to worry. भोलि टाइम त बज्यो नि त, आज नबजे पनि. And then त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अझ पोजिटिभ इम्प्याक्ट के आयो, the restaurants were like, भर्खरै अर्डर गरेको थियो त, भर्खरै ल्याइदिएछ त, पहिला त 1 दिन लाउँथ्यो त. So it went on so good for us, But with grocery, what I understood was it's a full-time job. Otherwise, you need to be like Amazon that, the orders are so humongous that, everything is autopilot. Here, we had to make sure that the stocks are maintained. Sometimes they ran out of stock. अब त्यसको replacement किया. So धेरै nitty-gritties मा हेर्नु पर्थ्यो. And what I thought was unless I was doing it myself, no one else was doing it. मलाई त्यो अलिकति insecurity पनि चाहिँ छ that मेरो माइन्डमा एउटा thought process छ, that is how we do business, that's how we deliver, neat, clean, hygiene, on time, cost friendly. अब if I keep a manager, he might not be able to deliver. That's always been with me. That's my problem. I've been
delegate गर्न चाहिँ
सकेन मैले. अहिले पनि I'm not 100% perfect, but I try to do it now. So के हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ I felt that it's a 100% dedicated job. But once the COVID was totally lifted up, I had my restaurants to run, I had the club to do, and then we got into other stuffs. And eventहरु पनि गर्नै पाएन के त्यसले गर्दा. So then my partner took over, and then I handed in everything. And then I think today we've shut down business because we could not keep up with the same services that we could earlier at that time. So it's a full-time thing, and this service-oriented business is really difficult. It's not easy. Customer point of view, grocery the dira ho, but the stress is so much. so much we cannot even imagine. अब बिहान कसैले अर्डर गरेको बिस्किट चामल पुगेन भने हामीलाई नै हामी डेलिभर गर्न सकेन जस्तो हुन्छ नि त। तर कस्टमरलाई त्यो थट प्रोसेस छैन नि त, ब्याक एन्डको काम कति गाह्रो हुने रहेछ, and then groceries are all commodities basically, more or less, होइन? Every day the price is changed, so the restaurant thinks that we are charging them more. So apparently if potatoes were 20 yesterday, they are 25 today, you can't change it. And they don't want to lock the price also throughout the year, so ₹1 मात्रै मार्जिन राख्दाखेरि पनि कहिले काहीँ त्यसै तपाईँ महँगो भइरहेको भयो। So I'm not going to break my head into this. I'm going to get into something that's more practical, that is more consistent in terms of pricing. And that's when we ventured into KTM Live, distributors and suppliers, alcohol side. It's been 3.5 years, almost 3 years now, that we're into it, and we're doing just fine. We have people who trust us. The price is consistent, so that's where I'm really happy that we know what price we get at, we know what price we're selling at, and the price doesn't change every now and then. It changes once a year, and everyone's notified, so it's easy.
So KTM Life is so interesting because it's multiple companies together, right?
Yes.
Like, no? So since there are so many companies up and coming, आइरहेको छ नि त कति नै हैन, कति धेरै छ नि त, what made you feel like competition गर्नुको सट्टा बरु collaboration चाहिँ गरौँ भनेर?
Well, maybe it's just because at my age, I'm young also, with all of the businesses that we're doing. Some work, some don't work. Sometimes I fail, I lose money. It teaches me a lot of stuff. But what I also thought is, if I collaborate, one, I think there is growth. We synergize. You might have some more ideas. You might have more connected people than me alone. And I'm also cutting down my risk. I might make less money, but I will definitely make money. And I will also connect with more new people. I will get to know new people. I will also understand new people of how they work, how's their style of working. Anger management, you have to be polite with your partners. Sometimes you lose something, you have to forgive, even though you're right. यो कुराहरु मैले एक्लै काम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ कहिले पनि रियलाइज गरेको थिएन. But again, there's a problem, there's pen and paper in the table, and there are 5 other people trying to solve one problem. And you alone trying to solve one problem, there's a big difference. There's a support. There are times when I'm down, everybody gets down and they're upset and they're frustrated, they don't know what to do. So someone on the other is trying to help out. He might have a solution, she might have a solution. They might think of the problem in a different way than I'm thinking of the problem in a different way. So what collaborative approach also taught me was, there is no problem that cannot be solved. And if it cannot be solved, then why worry? And if it can be solved, then why worry? So I think I now try to worry a little less. We do a lot of businesses, and some will work, some will not work. Some ideas will fail. Competition might ruin it sometimes, or sometimes something might go sideways. But I try to take less stress these days. So eventहरुमा चाहिँ त्यो near the event चाहिँ आउँछ नै. It's an unignorable kind of a thing. But in a consistent business like supply chain and trading and all of that, less stress. I might just make less money, but it's okay. I'm more calm and composed now with all my learnings than I was before. And that could only happen, or I could only learn that with that collaborative partnership that we've done with different people over a period of time.
So KTM Live is made up of companies, and who is the lead one of each company go, and tell me their each month strength when they come together.
Right.
How did it form your synergy?
So अहिले पनि, to be honest, KTM Live entertainment is solely on my me.
Okay.
But event company चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ, it does not have a value.
Okay.
So there, the person who's working is the value. So today, if I want to sell KTM Live entertainment, I might get some money for the brand name that I've created. But again, the moment I leave the company, it's just the brand there. It has to be driven by me, right? It has to be driven by a person who's passionate about events, who can deal with events. If you buy it today, you might not run it the way I was running it. You might have different ideas. So the value of that company is not much. It's the person working there. That's the value. Event, I've always, as a company, I've kept it to myself. But I have partners for event basis.
Okay.
So I am not liable to have the same partner every time in every event. But some of my friends, they are happy when I bring a comedy artist, so they want to be a part of it. So they invest for that project. They take their money once the event is done. They take their share of profit and loss. Whatever we do is done. For a festival, someone is interested, then we become partners there, and then they take their share, profit and loss, and they move out. If I bring a big artist, of course, the money is involved, big money is involved. A lot of partners, and they all have their own strengths, and then they finish that project, and then we part ways. So KTM Live Entertainment Sign, that's how we've been operating for a while. And then we hire a lot of people on wages also, project basis, 50,000. Okay, you will be involved for 2 months. You work with us for all of this time. Your job will be to do this. Once the event is done, take your wages, and then you're out of this project. Done. After this, KTM Live distributors and suppliers saying, Anil Live he guided me a lot. I had no knowledge about how the alcohol supply chain or distribution worked. He guided me, but he was not a partner completely. And then he realized that he's better off as a mentor to me, and he had his own businesses to run. So then I took over the whole thing, and then now I have 2 small brothers. Chinna चाहिँ कामले नै चिनेको, but they were also in the alcohol business, but they were just doing online retailing, small quantities. Now when we're doing wholesale, just a lot of business, a lot of vendors, a lot of suppliers, a lot of restaurants. So I could not do it alone again. And then I offered them that, what, you're buying one bottle, selling one bottle, you might do 5-7 lakhs odd here and there. If you come up as a team with me, invest, and then we can make it big. I have the strength, I have Samil, I have my own clubs, bars, restaurants. We will be the cheapest, we will be the best in supply, distribution, and you have to manage the orders that come. I will take care of the accounts. And then they join in for a stake. So I have 2 there. And now I have Karma Wangel. He's my partner in cases. He introduced me to Thamil basically. I'm really thankful. And so Karma has a stake there. But again, that's my full-time business, Aile. So from 10 to 6 or 10 to 5, I'm in the office running that business entirely. Karma handles the legal part of the company. If we need any help, if someone who's not able to pay and is not paying on time, we go talk it out and solve that problem. So त्यसमा गर्नुपर्ने खासै केही छैन, but we're all combined wayमा चाहिँ trying to grow the business. So he has a lot of connections in restaurants and bars. So there's some restaurants that don't like me or they don't want to connect with me as a business because they don't know me personally. But because they know Karma or Rajdeep Karki or Harshadeep Mokhtan, so they get in that business. So the objective of this company is to grow the business, even if the percentages are so thin that, let's say if I sell something worth 1 lakh rupees, I make 2,000 rupees a lot. Okay. Margin. So this is more like a volume business. Trading supplies more like a volume.
So the bigger you go, margin.
Yes. So even that 2% margin or 3% is gross margin.
Really?
So त्यसमा अब rent, salary, expenses, electricity, internet, supplies, grocery, staffहरूको lunch, dinner, whatever is all in it. So त्यो काटेपछि अनि त्यसमा पनि government taxes difference amount को gross margin को difference को tax दिनु पर्यो नि त. So that is volumes. But we exactly know what we are earning. So we need to increase the volume. So we're all working towards that. But we also need to be safe because there are so many bad debts that come in restaurants. So again, we'll talk about restaurants later, but just a small gist that so many young guys are coming into restaurant business and they don't understand it completely. They just feel that they know so many guys college level भर्खर सक्यो MBA सक्यो सब चिज खोल्यो भने बवाल मान्छे आउँछ चल्छ अनि सुरुको 1-2 महिना त खतरै चल्छ नि. They do really good because they are also energetic, passionate in the beginning. Once the sales go down and then the passion takes the backseat, and now you're like break even, then loss, then more loss, then big loss, and then you shut down and then you don't pay the vendor. So I have suffered in this business as well, where I have some bad debts. So now even the parent company who distributes, the importing company, they have tightened us. So we've tightened up the restaurants, bars. So now we're trying to create a system where without PTC checks, at least that is the basic system, we do not supply. There has to be security, safety of the there has to be safety, security of our goods and their products as well. The business needs to be safe. So now we're learning again. Now we've learned it the wrong way, the hard way, but now we know it. So we're one step ahead of our other competitors in the market.
So we had two guests. You would say Vasantji from Burger House, right now.
Yes,
I would say Tease Your Palate ko Divashi, and Dubai Zanale. I asked them a question, and I think you pretty much explained it. But why do you think restaurateurs feel in Nepal?
So there is no homework being done. कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ मैले के देखाएको छु एउटा कौसी खतरा पाएँ थमेलमा हैन हल्का यस्तो अनलाइनमा नाउ social media has also made a mess sometimes. They show you so many good restaurants, bars, everything, and 10 steps to achieve success and all of that. And they think it's just like a click of an eye and a blink of an eye and you हुन्छ खोल्दिउँ न त चारजना पार्टनर मिल्छन् पेरेन्ट्सले सुरुमा अलि फन्डिङ गरिदिन्छन् खोल्दिउँ भनेर खोल्दिन्छन्. But I think I have also failed a lot of restaurants. But I learned by failing again. Some of my restaurants worked. I had a thakali, did not work, shut it down. The food was amazing. But I mean, restaurants, sometimes the food being amazing will not only help. I did not have parking, so thakali khane aane bhanera family aane, they come in their motorbikes and cars and they need park. So that was one trouble I learned. So I had to shut it down, and then we shut it down. We started something else. Again, we learned that it has a limited market now. It's not working. We're suffering losses. The सबैभन्दा हिम्मत वाला कुरा अथवा इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा रेस्टुरेन्टमा इज you need to realize when to shut down. You cannot love something so desperately that you're just feeding it money every time. It's a money eater. I think 6 months is what you give your restaurant a time.
Really?
If you cannot fix it, if you cannot fix your losses, if you cannot fix the problem, figure out the problem.
Initial 6 months.
When
it's failing.
Yeah, when it's failing, when it's going down, when nothing is going right. You cannot cut down your staffs and say, I'm saving money, अब मेरो loss गर्यो. त्यसरी हुँदैन. सर्भिस दिनै पर्यो नि त. क्वालिटी शेफ, क्वालिटी रेस्टुरेन्ट, एउटा भएको राम्रो शेफले राम्रै स्यालेरी लिन्छ, राम्रो वेटरले राम्रै स्यालेरी लिन्छ, अकाउन्टेन्टले राम्रै स्यालेरी लिन्छ. त्यो कुराहरुमा कम्प्रोमाइज गर्यो भने सिस्टम बिग्रिन्छ. One, you need to be system oriented without doubt. You cannot be pen and paper and Excel sheets.
Okay.
You need to have proper accounting systems. You need to have proper systems and guidance for the staffs. So आएन भने ल भाइ छोड्दियो भनेर स्यालेरी नकाट्ने हैन कि काट्ने हैन पनि कि there has to be a system. महिनामा एकचोटी भयो भने यो होला त्यो होला. स्टाफले खाने भने डिस्काउन्ट कति, ओनरले खाने भने डिस्काउन्ट कति, साथीले खाने भने डिस्काउन्ट कति. It has to be autopilot. And then you need to focus on how to bring in people and so when everything is systematic, nothing can go wrong in terms of accounting. So staff. When you start hiding stuffs in the restaurants from the government, tax bachane, is when the staff also finds a loophole. When everything is system, you have cameras, you have timings, you have thumbprints for attendance, things work, right? So first thing, system hunai paryo. Second, what are you trying to sell? Are you trying to sell food or are you trying to sell social media ambience? There's so many restaurants that sell ambience. त्यहाँ मान्छे खानु भन्दा पनि त्यहाँ ब्याकग्राउन्डमा फोटो खिचाउन आउँछ, त्यहाँ आएको बेलामा उसले अलिकति कफी खान्छ होला, एक दुईवटा पनीर चिल्ली चिकन चिल्ली के खान्छ, एन्ड उसको त्यहाँ 5-7 हजार रुपियाँ उठेपछि एकछिन साथीहरूसँग वाइब गर्यो, निस्किहाल्यो. So realizing what you're trying to sell is very important. There's so many good brands, just 10-15 outlet buying. There's like, let's say Dalle is trying to sell momo. They are specialists, momo specialists. Vera Pizza is pizza, for example. Kathi roll mashanko. So many others, right? So if you're specializing in one particular product, that's like, wow, I feel that's like, त्यो एउटा प्रडक्टलाई नै कसरी बेस्ट गर्नेमा त फोकस भयो नि त.
Perfect.
So my idea in the restaurant or bar has always been more towards the bars.
Okay.
Because I learned I cannot specialize in one particular food item overall my food in the restaurant or my bar is good.
Mm.
You come to eat a momo, you will like it. You want a chopsy or a thupa or a momo or KC's or wherever I'm trying to do a business in restaurant, food is good. You will like it, but it's not the best one. Like I'm not specializing in a product. But what I'm specializing is a bar, is an ambience, is a good vibe. I try to create good vibes in the restaurant or a bar that we run. So people want to come more often because they know, hey, the food ram rates up, drinks pani paunch, vibe is nice, especially we'll have a good time when we go there. So I am not trying to franchise whatever I'm trying to do. I'm not in that mode.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what I've learned from the restaurant bar business. And we also got into this because I, as an event manager, I've always been in touch with the party lovers, the nightlife guys. And I think the restaurant bar and club helped me stay in touch with all of these guys. Which I was thinking, when I started KTM Live, actually my first company was called We Fear Silence.
Yes.
I used to call it WFS. And it
Why did you name it?
So, without even registering 2010 when I got to Nepal, how I got into this business, I think everybody's heard it in other podcasts here and there. So I had an unregistered name called Illuminati. It was very fancy to people. You can read it from both sides, up and down. Then I registered the company in 2011. We Fear Silence. We Fear Silence is actually, these three words came in from a song from Michael Jackson. Lyrics. And I thought we are someone who doing live events and we cannot be silent, right? It has to be loud and clear. So that's how that name came in. We're young guys, right? So we came up with that name. And I think a lot of people know We Fear Silence because of the hangover nights parties that we did at times. If anybody wanted to do New York parties, they'd be like, Disco Dosto Garnu Parcha. That's the crowd. And luckily, that's what people loved our parties then. But when we got into commercial, like a systematic way, again, running like a proper event management company, is when I thought that the sponsors, the brands that we approach for sponsorship or doing events, their corporate events, they don't like the idea of We Fear Silence doing our corporate parties.
Yeah.
That's when 2016 we changed into KTM Live.
Okay, the name itself.
The name, yeah.
And also, you were catering to say the specific you guys don't do
पहिला जस्तै अब इभेन्ट्स चाहिँ छैन पनि इभल्भ हुँदै गयो नि त इभेन्ट नाइट लाइफ पनि इभल्भ हुँदै गयो पहिला हामीले स्टार्ट गर्दाखेरि क्लब चाहिँ थिएन कि सो हामीले त्यो रेस्टुरेन्ट्स क्लब्स के अरे रेस्टुरेन्ट्स बार्स लाउन्जहरुमा इभेन्ट गर्थ्यो के सो पिपल युज्ड टु टर्न अब क्लबै यति धेरै भइसक्यो that people want to party in clubs so त्यो एउटा शिफ्ट आयो हामीमा पनि शिफ्ट आयो same way ma. So now we do everything and anything like an advertising agency to an ATL agency to a BTL agency. Newspaper ads देखि लिएर कुनै भिडियो बनाउनु पर्यो कुनै क्याम्पेन रन गर्नु पर्यो भने एउटा ब्रान्डको लागि हामी त्यो पनि गर्छौं BTL मा अन ग्राउन्ड कुनै ब्रान्डको लागि एक्टिभेसन गर्नु पर्यो कुनै इभेन्ट कुनै KTM लाइभ एन्टरटेनमेन्टबाट चाहिँ we do everything.
So it's also a marketing agency.
Yes, but again, very limited because we don't have that manpower scalability money, and we just want to be like that. We want to be limited to BTL activity specialists. So ATL हामी त्यति गर्दैनौं. कुनै क्लाइन्टले BTL गर्दाखेरि मलाई यो पनि चाहियो भन्दाखेरि मात्रै हामीले गर्ने हो. We specialize in BTL more, and that's my strength as well. I can do stuffs on the ground. So that's what we're good at. So we want to stick to that. And so that's how we're revolving more around alcohol, nightlife, restaurant, events, buying,
like experience
एउटा इकोसिस्टमै क्रिएट भयो कि सो आई सेल एन्ड सप्लाई एन्ड बाई अल्कोहल पनि रेस्टुरेन्टलाई अल्कोहल चाहियो हामीले रेस्टुरेन्टलाई अल्कोहल पनि दिन्छौँ दे निड एन्टरटेनमेन्ट वी अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड एन्टरटेनमेन्ट पनि हैन नाउ वी हेभ a supply chain, we have a purchase for alcohol, we have people who want to drink, so it's just helping all of our other businesses directly, indirectly, and we're also building strong relations with our clients at the same time because we have restaurants, bars, so it's all connected to each other directly, indirectly.
What is it about you that wants to create your experience rather than you talked about this by that you care more about creating an experience more than the money. So, what makes you that way?
I think I traveled to quite a few events outside Nepal, and Bistare saying, why are these events sold out? Why are they so big? Why are people coming every year to the same festival? For example, Sunburn, and then I went to Tomorrowland a couple of years back, Europe. And then I've been to other festivals around VH1 Supersonic and here and there, a couple of techno events. And what I realized was the first thing they were selling was a good experience. My Sunburn ma gaye, and then everything was sorted. They had guidelines for everything. Camp गर्ने, rooms लिने, hotels लिने, बाटो कहाँबाट लिने, if you're coming by flight, के गर्ने, कसरी गर्ने, रक्सी कहाँ पाउने, खाने, नखाने, don't drink and drive. Everything is so easy. And that's when you want to unwind yourself with your friends when you go to a festival. You don't want discomfort. You want comfortable kuraharu, chahe khana hoस्, even washrooms hoस्. And then when I went to Tomorrowland, I think a couple of years back, I was supposed to pay to even charge my phone.
Okay.
I know, but there was that comfort. You're in the middle of nowhere, and then you want to charge your phone. They're giving you power banks on rent and making money out of it.
Again, system.
I know, comfort, experience. You know what? And I came back and I told my friends that, you know what, they actually had a power bank charging station. So you can only use your phone limited because every time you have to go back to the charging station and then charge your phone and come back. We had to pay money to take showers.
Okay.
I know, but the system is there, idea is there. If you want to shower outdoor, it's free. If you want to shower indoors with a lot of comfort of mirrors and hair dryers and all, then you have to pay money. And then you can charge your phone for free, but then you have to pay extra money for the indoors. So that's again business. They were making money out of everything except for breathing.
That's interesting.
Ekdamai interesting. And I saw Nepal, none of these events were 100% experience driven. Again, their idea or our idea initially was artist ल्याउने, खतरा आर्टिस्ट ल्याउने, त्यो पनि not everybody. अहिलेसम्म कति आर्टिस्ट त नेपाल आउनै बाँकी छ नि त. तर अहिलेसम्म आइसकेकोमा पनि राम्रो आर्टिस्ट ल्याउने अनि स्टेजमा हाल्ने, बवाल गरिदिने, सोल्ड आउट भयो, सक्यो. But I think मेरो इभेन्ट्सहरुमा पनि initially when we brought Steve Aoki and Diplo as a part of Tubop, मान्छे लाइनमै छ, लामो लाइन हुन्छ, सिस्टमै छैन लाइनको. अनि टिकट्स किन्न मान्छे आइरहेछ, अटोमेटेड टिकट सिस्टम अनलाइन छैन. अनि त्यसको डुप्लिकेसी भइरहेछ, मान्छेले चोरिरहेछ. So many errors, which was already solved in India and abroad. अनि हामी नेपालमा चाहिँ अझै टिकट प्रिन्ट गरेर छापेर हातबाट साइन गरेर यो अथेन्टिक हो भनिरहेछ. So when I went there, I learned all of these things were so well managed and designed for our comfort. So now, because of Khalti and Seva, line ma basnai parदैन. Authentic tickets pairahcha on the click of your phone, tap 5 minutes you can buy tickets. Authentic bhayena bhane pani you have a place to complain, and it's all there. So what I thought was, now after I came back from Tomorrowland, I thought whatever KTM Live will create, the first objective or the first goal to achieve in that event is to be comfortable experience, good experience. And I think today, if I don't have to stand in line, if I have a VIP ticket, मैले 5 रुपैयाँ बढी तिरे होला. तर मैले त्यो 5 रुपैयाँ बढी तिरेर मैले एउटा easy experience पाएँ. I can just walk in the event where others are standing in line. I have a VIP entry. I have a better washroom. I have a better bar. अहिले बारमा what we try to do is we try and experiment a lot of stuff. तर अहिलेसम्म हामीले बारमा प्रब्लम के देख्यो, the sales can increase, but because it's so haphazard, there's no one in the line. रक्सी किन्ने बेलामा पनि अथवा ड्रिंक किन्ने फुड किन्ने बेलामा पनि अब तिम्रो पछाडि कोही आएको छ, हतारमा 2 प्लेट मोमो भने उसलाई पहिला दिदियो, तिमीलाई दिएन, and you're like irritated, and then you don't want to eat, or you don't want to buy another drink, or you're celebrating somewhere and you're like, त्यो बारमा यस्तो लाइनमा जानु पर्यो, कुर्नु पर्यो, फेरि चेन्ज पैसा दिनु पर्यो, फेरि पैसा हुँदैन, फेरि भयो भनेर I think 20% 30% consumption नै घट्दो रहेछ. So this year at Mad Wolf, I mean that's our upcoming event. That's the next big event. That's our flagship event, pani. we're trying to create systems. We will have queues in the bar. We will have queues in the toilet. Last year we had a backlash that there were not enough toilets at Everest Hotel and girls had a hard time, the boys had a hard time. Obviously, as per the design of the venue, it becomes very difficult for us to create it there itself because portable toilets are you have some government toilets. But we are lucky to have a few toilets this year at our festival. So I don't know, the listeners, it's very important. This year you'll have better bathroom solutions at the festival. So that's what we learned from abroad and Hamro event. Okay, how can we solve this problem? And you solve it, maybe people will appreciate the event more. So last year, even if they come this year, they will see the difference themselves. That okay, this time it's well managed. I think last year our ticketing counter was a chaos. Oh my god, I was scared. We put up a canopy and then 10 jana आइसक्यो मलाई टिकट चाहियो कसलाई दिने कसले रिस्टब्यान्डै उठाएर लग्यो. It was so messed up that I thought that I should just shut down my counter for door sales. This time we have like a box office. And this time the counters have enough space. कतिजना टिकट किन्नुभन्दा अगाडि पनि त्यहाँ अगाडि वरिपरि कुरिरहेका हुन्छन्, डिस्कस गरिरहेका हुन्छन्. So we've managed queues there. We have a separate waiting area for these guys. So the traffic does not get stopped. People do not have to, wait more longer. Their waiting time cuts down. So we've changed this year.
Okay.
And there are people, we also realize there are people who want to pay more but get a better service. So we're trying to create a VIP lounge. But if everyone is in the same floor, how can they get a VIP lounge? So we're working on those lines. I don't know if we'll be able to give them on that scale, but we are trying new things every time we're doing an event, because I think you experience Malai pani garyo bhane kya ramailo hunthyo. And all of that traveling, all of that, going to festivals has helped me
understand
and become a better event organizer in a lot of aspects. Be it sound, be it light, be it stage, be it food. F&B is a very important integral part, and be it washrooms, be it water, be it anything. So we've learned so much over the years. With every event that we do, we're learning something new. But first and the most important goal is experience-based events. That's what people want.
Experience.
I think one of the events I remember, a big artist had come. I will not tell you the name. It wasn't my event.
Okay.
I bought a ticket and I went there. But going to the washroom was such a difficult thing. To climb all the way to a mountain to go back and pee. That मान्छे त रिसाएर घरै फर्क्यो के. Bar was so mismanaged that people said, I don't खादिन. So opportunity lost by sales lost by them. So at one point of time, even your favorite artist is not important.
More than your comfort.
Exactly. Understand this. This is such an important part. Afno comfort bhanda pyaro ta kehi pani chaina ni. So I know, let's say if Drake comes to Nepal, I'll be the first one to buy a ticket. I'm a big fan of Drake, Tyga, hip hop musicians. तर अब म इरिटेट भइसक्यो भनौँ न. I'm not able to use the loo. I'm not getting a good service at the bar. थाकिसक्यो, बस्ने ठाउँै छैन. के गर्ने, इरिटेट भएपछि त त्यो सुन्यो. अब यसलाई सुने 1 घण्टा सुने मैले, पुग्यो मलाई. मैले स्टोरी खिचे, रिल खिचे, फोटो खिचे, अब म गएँ. त्यो एउटा एक्सपिरियन्स मेरो पनि भएको थियो सर्टन इभेन्ट्समा. त्यसलाई नेपालमै. सो त्यसलाई चाहिँ नाउ आइ एम लर्निङ. यसलाई चाहिँ सेम वे हाम्रो इभेन्टमा आउने मान्छेहरू पनि इरिटेट हुन्छ नि त. आफू कस्टमर बनेर देखिसकेपछि चाहिँ आई थिङ्क यु लर्न अ लट पनि. सो एभ्री टाइम जस्ट सेभिङ द मनी इज नट इम्पोर्टेन्ट. दिस इज वेयर आई थिङ्क नेपालको धेरै जस्तो इभेन्टमा स्पोन्सरसिप्स प्ले अ भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट रोल. यो सबैले टिकट किन्दैनन् एन्ड अर्गनाइजर अफ्रेड कि घाटा हुन्छ. And they compromise on the quality of the event. धेरै कुराहरुमा. अनि कम्प्रोमाइज गरेपछि रिस्क भयो, पैसै कभर हुन्छ कि हुँदैन. स्पोन्सरले पनि टाइट गर्छ. स्पोन्सरशिप्स आर भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट. इन्डियामा चाहिँ स्पोन्सरशिप्स आर सेकेन्डरी. देयर मोर टिकट ड्रिभन इभेन्ट्स. अब यहाँ चाहिँ वी आर आई थिङ्क 50-50 भनौँ न. टिकट्स आर 50 एन्ड स्पोन्सरशिप्स आर 50. अनि स्पोन्सरशिप नपाएपछि प्री क्यालकुलेसन सबै हेवायर भयो. अब स्पोन्सरशिप खोजेको जस्तो आएन. के गर्ने त अब कस्ट कट डाउन गर्ने. And that cuts down your better experience वाला part के. So I mean, at least we know, okay, this is the cost. यति चाहिँ लाग्छ. Irrespective if we get the sponsorships or not, we will do this. this is what when we form a team for each event, this is the first thing that we talk. बजेट कति राख्ने हो, त्यसमा बेस्ट जे दिन सक्छौँ त्यही गर्ने हो. स्पोन्सरशिप नपाए पनि हामी यो इभेन्ट गर्न सक्छौँ.
That's what I wanted to ask. For example, you're doing this event, Mad Wolf,
Right.
अनि म तपाईको अफिस आउँछु रे हैन, and you're in this room with your team. I want to know from the scratch when you think अब Mad Wolf भन्ने इभेन्ट गर्छौँ हामी होलीमा, त्यहाँदेखि until the end when you guys are again in the same room, you're discussing के भयो, everything I want to know.
First, I think the most important part is a good team. Like I said, I'm alone at KTM Live, but again, Karma is there, Karmanand is there. So we have a team, we're 3 of us, and then we add people. I'm not good at something, so I add a team member, and it becomes his responsibility. So first, ekle basu, who are the team members I need? Sabai on the first job. Then I talk to them, and then once they are on board, then we think about last year kasto bhayo. This is the 3rd year of Mad Wolf that we're doing. So now we already know 2 years of experience kasto thiyo.
Yeah.
So now we're talking, we take pen and paper and we talk it out. Ki la yo kuraharu lekam, brainstorm garam. के गर्ने यसपालि कस्तो गर्ने, कहाँ बचाउने कहाँ खर्च गर्ने. We do all of that.
Experience 2 years मा चाहिँ.
So the first year was off the roof. I think COVID पछिको first होली थियो नि त. So a lot of people turned up, but again the experience was wow in a lot of aspects. So again we're more experience driven here in terms of stage. We want people to be like blown with their eyes popping out when they see the stage, the setup. That's our uniqueness when it comes to Mad Wolf. So first year एकदम राम्रो भयो. Then I thought कि maybe because after COVID first चोटि भयो नि त, त्यही भएर पनि मान्छे टन्नै आएको होला भनेर. And then there was a shift in the venue. So that was a challenge for us that a new venue altogether at Everest Hotel. मान्छे turn up गर्छ कि गर्दैन, it's भित्र अलिकति गल्ली भित्र भएर छ, indoors छ. But the ground was big. So for us to give a unique experience again on the stage, we wanted a bigger venue. And we had friends, we had discussions, and then we exchanged venues. And then we got Everest. I was very happy and confident that we'll pull it off. And when people saw the stage design 3-4 days before the event, they were shocked. They're like, "Sane banana la aagi ki ho yo?" And I'm like, "Dude, this is like 100 feet long and like 30-40 feet tall." They were like, "यस्तो नेपालमा पनि बन्छ र के बनाउला, फ्लेक्स मात्रै हाल्दिन ला कि एउटा हुन्छ नि." But I know, bro, you have to be there to see what I'm trying to explain to you. Taking it to the next level. And next year again we broke the first year's record in terms of people attending the event and everything. And
venue matter गरेन son.
That everyone, all my partners were scared, and even I was maybe to a certain extent. त्यो overshadow नै भयो के. With the concept of the stage and the promotions and marketing that we did, I think we would have. I think at one point we 4:35 till the time counter close गरिदिसकेको थियो. We were sold out. So this year, I think again we've stretched our ourselves are beyond our limit. Like so push गरेको छ hard, pulled up our socks, and then again we've come up with something new. And then we thought, how can we again be better? त्यही ब्रेनस्टर्म गर्दाखेरि ल स्टेज त बबाले गर्यो एउटा one point of time पछि stage is very good, you love it, you like it, now what, how can we give better experiences? And then we saw a couple of DMs where people said the toilets were pathetic, please improve. And we took it positively and we're working on it right now. So we got an extra toilet this time, we're working on more toilets, better barricading so people have lines and all of that. But we thought ठिक छ यो त गर्नै पर्ने कुरा हो. So we should not be proud of that we've done a better toilet this time. How can we give a better, unique experience? So this time we have some plunge pools, in a cemented ground. We're trying to build that. Last year we thought there's no water, so we're creating water towers from the top so you can spray water around and do a couple of crazy stuff. Right? And mind you, we've spent 2-3 months over this.
You started 2-3 months ago.
Yes.
For the event that's happening 24th. Huh?
Yeah, stage though I think we started discussing in October last year. Stage design. Okay. Rajat is the guy, but again to come up with something unique, we had to like के गर्ने त नयाँ भनेर. So Rajat's been working on it for a while. So besides Rajat, also our core team, we were like how what is the question, how can we do, what can we do to make it better. And our cemented ground ma pani kasari liera aउने ta bhandakeri is when we thought, okay, let's make an artificial plunge pool. So that's something we're doing this time. So you cannot swim in there, but you'll have water to spray or throw at your friends. And so I realized it's so hot during the day that you need water around. Not only to drink, but to, just to keep yourself cooler. It's an open ground, open air ground. So this time we're doing a lot with water, and we're doing a lot with colors. Food ma pani, we're not doing multiple stalls of the same food. So the food stall also makes money, and then customer like pani variety pass. So we're working on those lines. So alikati last year bhanda naya kuraharu, naya food stalls, naya way of attending Holi, celebrating Holi, we'll see this time.
Because like त्यो दिन त लोग सबैजना कहाँ जाने भनेर हुन्छ नि त, अनि one venue has to stand out नि त. So you think this is the venue that people should come to?
Definitely, there's no doubt. I mean, of course, Holi ma entire Kathmandu has events, events everywhere. Road ma free event देखि लिएर ticketed events सबै भइरहेको हुन्छ हैन. But I think I am confident, our team is confident that we're not worried about the free events that are happening in town, because we're selling a good experience. And last year we remembered so many people 5 बजे पनि त्यो अरूहरुको स्टोरी हेर्दै, and we had to say sorry to a lot of them. Time limit थियो, यसपालि time limit पनि extend गरेको छ, गभर्नमेन्टसँग अप्रुभल अलिकति एक्स्ट्रा टाइम को ल्याएको छ हामीले, so people can enjoy till late.
What is the time limit?
So outdoors, I think we're gonna go till 8-9 p.m. Manjali, and then we're working on an after party for those who buy tickets, and they get to go to the after party without any extra cost. So we're working on those lines. Last time, I think we closed it at 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6:30 बन्दै गरिसकेको थियो कि. So यसपालि चाहिँ we've made efforts to take legal permissions for that. But again, we have to be responsible for whatever we do. So we try and tell people to not get too drunk, and then we also want people to not drive and ride their own vehicle that day and get public vehicles or use apps to pick up and drop yourselves to the venue. What we've also realized is, irrespective of how great an event Holi is, or we do, or anybody does, people want to hop around. That's been the culture. Kathmandu, that's something I want to change. It's a bold thing to say, but I think we've spent so much of time, effort, energy, ideation to bring something into reality, and to experience that you cannot just be there for 1 hour. Okay? So especially we've done so much thing that we want people to spend more time in the venue, come early and enjoy themselves. It might be empty in the beginning. Eventually people come up. But I remember last time, and by 2:30 it was a place where you cannot step foot. So we want people to come early. So we've also made the space bigger this time. Last time it's the same venue, but last time we'd cordoned off a certain area. Now we have a bigger space, so more people can fit in. The bar counters have increased, food counters have increased, so you'll have more space to breathe in.
I'm pretty sure they haven't the system you have created already.
Yes, we have. We're working on that. Security again is on point. We've already closed that part. But again, I think last time alikati congested huna lagiरहेको थियो कि. If you see the videos on the internet, alikati congested huna लाग्थ्यो. So यसपालि we've taken more spot, but the number of packs we want to keep limited. So I think pre-sales is already on live. खल्तीबाट मात्रै टिकट किन्न मिल्छ यसपालि. So pre-sales हाम्रो एउटा target छ. We reach that, we'll close it. And door sales एउटा target हुन्छ. Once we reach it, we'll close it. We just don't want to keep selling unlimited tickets. मान्छे कुछ भयो भने manage गर्न गाह्रो हुन्छ. Security wise also it's a threat. So we have a security around the kind of crowd we want.
Again, you're prioritizing experience over money.
Because अब जति जना मान्छे आयो भने त्यति security त maintain गर्न सक्दैन नि त. So there's a thumb rule for security guys, how they deal with it. एकजना security guardले कति मान्छेलाई ओभर हेरिराख्ने त्यो कुराहरुलाई पनि अलिकति क्याल्कुलेटिभ अप्रोच लिएर चाहिँ we added security guys this time. Touch wood, nothing wrong happened last time, and we hope and pray it doesn't go wrong this time. But we've become more cautious. it's very important. Also, women's safety, and we try to add sanitary pads this time, which we did not do last time. We try to add more cleaning persons in the washrooms this time for women and men both. Because it goes, imagine 1,000, 2,000 people going to the washroom. It's going to
That's
be
always
crazy.
the situation events, man.
Last time toilets ma tissue papers थिएन, यसपालि we try to keep that. सानो कुरा हो, but I think again त्यो experience मै आउँछ क्या. मान्छेहरूले सोच्दैन, तर हामीलाई चाहिँ I think because I struggled in one of those events where I could not find the tissue paper after washing my hands, so चाहिन्छ नि त. We're also trying to have more water counters. Last time पानी लिन मात्रै मान्छेलाई कुद्नु परिरहेको थियो. So yeah, all of that has been worked on this time, and last time को videos promotionsहरु चाहिँ धेरै clear गर्न नसक्दा यसपालि we have a separate professional team. Last time पनि team राम्रै थियो, very good, but this time we're more organized with that photo video team भनौं न. I think we should be able to do justice to how people enjoyed. त्यसलाई एउटा भिडियोमा ल्याउन चाहिँ we're trying to do better stuff there.
So experience को कुरा गर्नु भयो, but when it comes to setting your price for an event, what के खालको कुराहरु चाहिँ तपाईहरुले कन्सिडर गर्नुहुन्छ नि?
So usually नेपालमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ, सबैले 1500 यतिकै राखिदिन्छन्, यति गयो भने मान्छेले किन्ला भन्ने हुन्छ. But the mathematical approach to a ticket price is usually the entire cost of the event divided by the number of people that you want in the event. तर यहाँ चाहिँ because we don't know how much sponsorships we'll get, we take 100% in the tickets के. त्यही भएर टिकट अलि महँगो हुँदो रहेछ. And us, because we spend a lot of amount of money in the stage, sound, light production मा हाम्रो धेरै cost जान्छ. That's why we're slightly more expensive than other events. But again, that is what makes us separate from the other events also. That the experience that we're giving, the stage is unique, the vibe is different, the music is good. We have all the top quality DJs in the event. This time it's all 100% Nepalese acts.
Okay.
Last time we had an international act राखेको थियो, यसपालि it's all local Nepali national acts who've been playing for a long time. I think Finzok and I started our careers in 2010 together. In fact, म भन्दा अझै 1-2 वर्ष अगाडि नै as a DJ बजाइरहेको थियो. So we have him on board for all these 3 years. He's been so consistent and loyal to us. We're really thankful. So Finzok, Rabbit, Norchen, all of these guys have been in the DJing scene for quite some time. They understand the taste of the Nepali people when it comes to music, right? And Mad Wolf being 100% hip hop, commercial sort of vibe. We also take a lot of inspiration for the club that we own, Sugar. So Sugar is all hip hop. I think that community is very big now. It's growing. People like hip hop music, commercial music, EDM commercial music. So that's the genre we're also targeting. So different venues, different events have different sort of pricing, different kind of crowd pulling strategies, different music. So yeah, we calculate the cost. Again, coming back to your question, is the total cost of our event divided by the number of people that we're expecting. That's how we. This one maybe plus minus couple of hundreds here and there, but that's the whole strategy how we work on. And again, that depends on the venue, the size of the venue. Each person total space of the venue divided by 3 square feet per person. Let's say I will take 1 square feet to stand, and I need another, let's say 1 or 1.5. So 3 to 4 square feet per person.
Okay.
Is how we calculate the number of people fitting in that venue also. त्यति space त चाहिन्छ movement को लागि. So that's how we calculate how many people can fit in. And 40% of the space is the production. Sound, light, stage, toilet, washrooms, restaurants that we put up stalls.
40% of the venue is the stage itself.
40% of the entire venue is the stage, the stalls, the ticket entry and all of that. So that also occupies space. So I cannot calculate that for the crowd coming in. Right? So that's the thumb rule basically for event. Okay, 40% or 35% goes in production venue, and then 60% is for the crowd, basically.
So are you able to recoup the sabai ticket sales or sponsors ko pani rule kaha huncha?
Sponsors ko role the Nepal ko context ma is very important. Almost 50% of the cost is dependent on the sponsorship, because sabaile yaha euta ta bani ke cha, they will pay 5,000 rupees for their food and drinks and the ticket ma chahi they are very hesitant. No matter how rich or poor or they can afford or not afford, तर त्यो 1000 रुपियाँ दिनै अप्ठ्यारो मान्ने कि. So eventually a lot of venues they let in people for free. But we've been very strict about ticketing in our events. We want people to buy tickets for their own entertainment. I say this in all the podcasts that I have been before, wherever I talk to people and whenever I meet my friends. I always say that, there was a time, event, my brother, my wife, they bought tickets for the event. My wife bought tickets for the event.
For your event?
Yeah, for her own event. I mean, not that she would not get a pass, of course. So that's a support that my family showed, I know. And my family can pay for the tickets for the event. Why can't you people?
Yeah.
And I don't even know half of them. Doesn't mean I'm trying to be rude to them. तर मैले एकदम प्रोफेसनल वेमा भनेको. And they take it so lightly. Ticket त हो एउटा एन्ट्री त हो मिलाइदेऊ न मैले भने. For example, if you're the owner of a camera company, यसलाई क्यामेरा त हो एउटा क्यामेरा फ्रीमा दिए त भन्नु मिल्दैन. Maybe if I know you, you can ask for discounts. That's where early bird tickets come in. When it's cheap, no one's buying it. कहाँ किन्ने पछि मिलाउला नि भनिदिन्छन् अनि अर्ली बर्ड टिकट्सहरू लिँदैनन्. फेज 1 सस्तो टिकट्स लिँदैनन्. अनि ढोकामा आएर म उसलाई चिन्छु मैले तिमीलाई त्यहाँ भेटेको थिएँ ब्रो म यो भेन्यूको ओनरलाई चिन्छु मलाई फ्री गरिदिनु पर्यो. सो we are very strict यो कुराहरुमा चाहिँ. We have a cost to cover. Nothing is free नि. सबैलाई केही न केही डिस्काउन्ट होला के होला तर तिर्नु त पर्यो नि त हैन. So we try to tell people that okay, you're getting a better experience, a good event. रमाइलो गर्नुस् आफ्नो रमाइलोको लागि त आफै तिर्नु पर्यो नि त. So we've been strict there. So I think the crowd we're expecting, they realize also that okay, when they're paying for this event, they will get a good event and it has a cost. And we're not expensive, man. I think 1,000 early bird is 1,000 rupees right now, inclusive of all the taxes. And phase 1, I think once the early birds sell out, that should be probably today evening. Phase 1 is going to be 1,500 inclusive of taxes. We don't want people to buy tickets at the door. It's only when we don't sell out the phase 1, phase 2 is when we sell it at the gate. But obviously, we have to cover more money because we don't know if all the unsold tickets are going to be sold or not. So obviously, door sales become expensive. Okay? So we don't want that. So if you know you're going to have a good time, if you know you're going to hop around, you're going to come to Mad Boulevard, you're going to come to Everest for Holi, just buy your pre-sales or buy your phase 1 early tickets. You're secure as well. And we're hoping that we will be sold out. So better to buy it beforehand. And then there was an event I did with Sajjan Rajvaidya, I remember. And tickets got LOD ma pani and actually Malla ma pani. Ticket got sold out in less than 3 hours or so in Malla, and I think in a day or two in LOD. अब ticket सकेपछि मान्छेले message गर्दैछ के we've already posted social media that tickets have got sold out. So now we don't have any tickets left. अनि त्यहाँ पनि अब bro मिलाइदिनु. Now the question is not free ticket के. Now the question is I want to buy a ticket but you don't have one. So why didn't you buy it early? Because you thought that you will get a free ticket in the end of the day. Your thought process is wrong. I try to buy tickets to an event I am going to every time. So nobody questions me. If I get a free pass by their will, that's a different story. They invited me to an event, that's a different thing. But if they've not invited me and I want to go there, I will pay for the money and I will go quietly there. That's how it should be. Because I want to go there. They don't want me there or want me there is a separate story. I want to go there, so I have to pay for it and get in. And it's hardly any money, right? So, त्यस्तो त गाह्रै पार्ने 10-20,000 50,000 ticket त हैन नि त. And it's so difficult to afford it for one day. So yeah.
Sponsors को कुरा चाहिँ तपाईले
sorry. So मैले त्यही भनेको. So त्यो cost covered नहुँदाखेरि is when we seek for sponsorships. And we also give them good mileage. What does a sponsor want? It wants its brand seen. It wants its brand consumed. It wants its brand placed in a good event. And we're giving all of that. So, when you approach a sponsor, there's a lot of...
Can you give me an example?
Just take, for example, we work with a lot of alcohol companies when it comes to nightlife or, such kind of entertainment. So when a brand sponsors, let's say Budweiser sponsoring our event this year, They are the title sponsors for the event. So what does Budweiser look for it? There's of course a lot of bargain when we send a proposal for X amount of money. There's always a bargain. But what does a sponsor want? It wants good visibility of its product. It wants consumption of its product. So Budweiser gets a good branding at the stage, in the screens, in the entry, in the exit, in the bar, and then it gets its product consumed at the bar. The product is exclusive, no other beer is present that day. And then it wants good connection with the quality crowd of its product. Budweiser is a good product. They want good people to consume it. So that's all the three things are happening there. I know, but obviously every sponsor and any sponsor will bargain the proposal. I know, but again, when we again meet the sponsors, we tell them, we will give you better mileages if the amount is connected with what we ask for, because everything has a cost. If I want a flex backdrop, it can cost me 10,000. If I want a forex vinyl, smooth kind of backdrop, it has a different cost. So they understand that, and they have been supportive to us this year. And I hope we can give them what they're looking for. And we might not have achieved what we were looking for entirely, but again, we don't want to be dependent on sponsorships all the time. So we take what we get and then we work on it. And hopefully we can achieve all of that. But yeah, sponsorships do play a very important role. Ahileको नेपालको नाइट लाइफ कन्टेक्स्टमा अथवा एन्टरटेनमेन्ट कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ it's very important.
Okay. Since you're so good at sales, no, म तपाईलाई एउटा task दिउँ. Okay. So
Wow.
if you had to sell this event, Mad Wolf, in 1 minute or like less than 1 minute, what would you say? You can look at the camera and tell people.
I mean, again, that's nothing that it will not be true. But if you want the best event with the comfort at the same time, Mad Wolf is the place for you to be. Everest Hotel, casino parking is the place to be. And you will have everything there. Your friends, good vibe, good music, quality food, quality service, and a safe environment, most importantly.
Yeah.
So when you have everything all in the same pot, why do you want to go to different venues and take only one item from one pot in one venue? Rather be in one place, have a good time. And when you're drinking and enjoying yourselves, you don't want to waste a lot of time hopping around point 1 to point 2. So when I go to an event, let's say New Year's or let's say Holi itself, I don't hop to a lot of places. I'd rather buy my drinks with my group of friends and be in one spot and enjoy the entire night or day with my friends in one place and see what the venue has to offer. Because I've paid money for that place. I don't utilize that and then I go to another place. Until it's not good vibes, why would I go? So you have all the tick box checked. So I think you should not miss out on Mad Wolf this year. Definitely, we've put in a lot of time, effort to give all the attendants one hell of an experience, and it is going to be wow. Trust me, it's going to be wow.
I love that you mentioned experience so much, and I know that like experience by sale will be amazing.
And that is the first goal
Yeah.
I am, bro. So yeah, I hope we achieve it well, but we worked on it. We worked on for months to make sure that happens.
Okay, perfect. So I want to move on to the interesting segment with my part of
Okay.
Let's call it the Untold Secrets panel, right?
Wow.
Untold Secrets,
Scares me a
entrepreneurship
bit.
edition, nothing like एकदमै major things, होइन?
Okay.
Okay. So first question, can you share your personal or professional struggle that you have kept hidden from other people, and how did you overcome it?
Professionally, I think it's not hidden, but maybe a lot of people know it, a lot of people don't know it. I think the Marshmello Incident was something that really bothered me, and I thought I was again downside, and I think my career in events is over. But God's grace, family support. I think again when I came out of prison, and I looked at the brighter side.
How long were you in the prison?
I was there for around 25, 26 days.
Damn.
But the first day I got out, my family hugged me and then they supported me. My friends came over, the close ones.
Your family is extremely supportive.
Yeah, they've been really supportive in everything I did. Good, bad, ugly. They've always been there. My dad was So we won the case. We were not wrong. We did bring the artist. I tell people every time. Governmentले नै केस गर्यो कि so the Nepal government filed a case that आर्टिस्टै नबोलाइकन आर्टिस्ट बेच्यो ठग्यो भन्ने कुराहरू भयो and we proved it. We had the passport copies. We saw the airline departures सबै देखायो and after fighting for a year we won the case against the government and we proved that he was here.
So this is so bad, because wouldn't their team vouch for you guys or anything?
I think so. Marshmello is also a young guy. He's actually younger than me. I think they were very scared. And because Marshmello wears a helmet, so for him to publicly announce that was difficult because then the world would know his true identity as a person and not Marshmello. Who is Marshmello? But he did put a poster in Instagram and Facebook saying, I was in Nepal wearing a helmet, so the government did not approve of it. But it was his official media, right? It was official social media handle. And he did post that I was staying at Dwarikas and all of that. So again, I don't want to get into details because this has been talked before. But he had a struggle faced again. And staying in a prison for 26 days, not taking baths and all of that. So when you're not doing anything for 26 days but just eating and sleeping in a room, you lose hope. I lost hope a lot of times, but every day my mother, my father, my brother, my Bauzu used to come meet me every day, and that gave me some kind of hope somewhere down the line. You're dead, it's over. June newspaper I used to see year event posters, New Year prison event. That's so much downfall for a person, who's so passionate about events. When my father said me, next event kya karega? Is when you got. I got so emotional, and then I was like, okay, I have a lot of plans, and I'm going to work on it, and I never gave up, and that was personally pani, professionally pani. Teuda break pachi farke, and then.
When did you do your next event? I
did straight when I got out of prison, and then I think first month I started working on it, and then
after
Holi mai garyo ni हामीले, so January ma planning the January ma niskeko next day नै गर्न थालेको because the office is there, the things are there, and everyone's still there. So January ma we started planning, working on it, and March ma Holi थियो, so we did Holi, and it was. I think that was the most successful year of my life. I think 2018 was the year when we did the most number of events successfully without any glitches and learnings. So professionally, personally, that was the one event.
Riskiest decision you've ever made in your entrepreneurial journey?
I'm like someone who used to not think much. Early life, I'm like early is a very calculative man. But earlier when we brought Steve Aoki in 2017, I think 16 and or 17 in Dhoju, we did not know his cost at all, and the partner then from Hong Kong, he was like, and that time Steve Aoki was top number 7, and we were like, okay, let's do it. We didn't know what the sales would be, how much profit or loss it would be, or what the struggles would be. That was the first big event of our lives in a Nepali context. And we just did it. Ramray bhayo, touchwood, alikati losses bhayo. It was not that big for us to worry about. If other people would have thought of, they would be like, no garam wala yaar, ye to na garam wala yaar. So spontaneous, and because we were so driven by passion and encouragement from our circle. That we were like, okay, let's do this here. I'm like, but technically we were not calculative. If I were this calculative then, I think I would have not done it.
So you were driven by passion, that's why you took that decision. Like the leap of faith in Logori type.
Leap of faith se pachi aayo. Leap of faith se pachi aayo. It was just that we were so passionate, we thought we will do everything right. We were always so positive that we thought that I think people will come. People will come for the event.
Okay. Have you ever come close to failure with your businesses? What action did you take behind the scenes?
I mean, of course, we failed in a couple of projects we've done in the past, and I think major of them have been failed. So we've learned a lot, and now we make sure that if we're doing something, we should at least break even. Event ko context ma, restaurant ko context ma pani, we failed. We've shut down restaurants, and we've opened new ones, and then again we've shut down and we've opened new ones. So now whatever wrongdoings we've done, we note it down, and that becomes the thumb rule. Yo binata uday uday na. We check the venue, we do
Like,
things.
What do you think? Like wrong things, say each businessman. What did you identify?
Again, one of the most important things is homework. Be it restaurant, be it events, be it supply, be it whatever business. I know homework enough गर्दैन. We don't study, we don't take examples from the same business ma leaders or जो छन् उनीहरुको example त लिएर सिक्न पाए नि त, पढ्नु पाए, बुझ्न पाए. None of it. We just get so excited, and then in our thought process we're like, this idea will click. This is a good idea, and then you tell your friends, they are also of your age, and they have very little idea, and they're like, yeah, this looks very good. It'll work well. And but eventually ground level मा त्यो चलिरहेछ कि छैन, त्यो भइरहेछ कि छैन, तिम्रो कम्पिटिटरले कतिको राम्रो गरिरहेछ. If he is doing immensely great, obviously there is a gap. धेरै मान्छे छैन, तिमीले गर्यो भने राम्रो पनि हुन सक्छ. So that homework part I always feel is like really important in the first place. Second, if you're only doing it to make money, I think might not do it. When we want to do a business, we also want to solve a problem. I think, and by solving problem, it does not mean means that there is garbage. If you collect it, you're solving the garbage problem. I feel every person in every business is working like a mad dog, like a mad wolf. Let's say, andhadhun passionate work. काम गरिरहेछ नि त. That mental stress is always there, no matter how good of a business you're doing. Every day, त्यो बिहान 9 बजे जबमा गएको मान्छे 6 बजे आउँदाखेरि पनि उसलाई केही न केही स्ट्रेस चाहिँ छ के लाइफमा. पैसा बढी कमाउने कि, बसले राम्ररी ट्रिट गरेको छैन कि, कलिगले राम्ररी हेरेको छैन कि, अब भोलि बिजनेस टार्गेट रिच भएन भने घाटा हुन्छ कि. So everyone's having stress. So I also feel so good about events, entertainment, nightlife is, when these kind of guys, everyone working or not working, even students who are above their drinking age, when they come to the restaurant and nightlife, they are unwinding themselves from all of this stress. I feel so happy when I give them a reason to just be carefree. I'm solving that stress problem for people, but I'm the most stressed that time myself. As an organizer, I think it's one of the most stressful jobs in the world, I'm telling you. You don't know what might go wrong when. So we always have to have a plan B, and even have a plan C, D, E, F, G. Some things might not work towards the end. And I talk to my friends, and we're all stressed out with our lives, businesses, factories we own. Somebody is not able to reach target. Somebody is not able to even sell their product. Somebody is in a computerले सस्तोमा निकालेर उसको प्रोडक्टै बिक्न छाडिसक्यो. Failure आइसक्यो, restaurants not doing good. कसैको बाउ आमाले राम्ररी ट्रिट गर्दैन, कसैको अङ्कलले कामबाट निकाल्दै के भइरा हुन्छ के. And then what you do, you go to a restaurant, you go to a bar, you have a drink, and you relax, and then you listen to good music, you listen to artists, bands, you dance your stress off, you dance your fatigue off, and all of that. And I feel we don't talk about it. No one's talking about all of that stress, but that has been taken care of. At least one night, at least one moment, we try to do that. And we're making our money with that. Maybe sometimes we make, sometimes we don't make. There are satisfactions, it's okay. Every time I do an event, accounts the 4-5 दिन पछि आउँछ नि त. You calculate everything and all of that gets done later. But the satisfaction of completing an event successfully without any glitches, and so many people writing messages to you that it was a great event, it was a good vibe, I loved the time I spent there, and people sharing their pictures and tagging us and reels and videos. It means so much to me. Personally, I feel so happy when I make people happy with my entertainment. I feel that again my goal has been achieved. So एकदमै खुसी लाग्छ. That's why also, even after so many losses in events, I don't want to give up. And maybe I always think I am the one who's doing something wrong. I could have made money. I can make money. ठिकै छ नि त, market त छ नि त. When we're doing something good, unique, people are coming. I think we did an event recently called Lost in Paradise. and it was only 100 people event,
Mm-hmm.
and it got sold out, and people appreciated that event so much. We suffered little loss, almost negligible losses.
Mm-hmm.
So people loved the event, so we are hopeful our event also better one, so we'll maybe be in profits. But again, त्यहाँको पनि ड्राइभिङ पार्ट चाहिँ इट वाज सो युनिक. त्यो टावरमा आजसम्म कसैले इभेन्टै गरेको थिएन, त्यस्तो टेक्नो इभेन्ट. टेक्नो इज ग्रोइङ इन नेपाल, वी लर्न द्याट, एन्ड नाउ द युट्युब च्यानल फर द्याट इज कमिङ भेरी सुन. इट्स गोइङ टु बी रियली नाइस. सो त्यो ह्याप्पिनेसै अर्कै थियो क्या. आई वाज सिइङ पिपल डान्स इन वेव्स एन्ड अल अफ द्याट. सो या, that's very important.
When it comes to entrepreneurship and mental health, what are you struggling with currently? Any share garden, especially when it comes to men and mental health, that is on and there's a stigma. So how you as a male entrepreneur you deal with stress?
So my way of dealing stress is one, I just recently got married, so I try to talk to my wife, but she is a doctor, I am a event manager. She sleeps at 8, I wake up at 8 in the night, kind of thing. But I'm learning. We have a lot of fights internally, but I try to listen to her and I try to explain. I don't usually share my stress, but I think recently I've learned that if I share it, because she's the first person in my life who will listen to everything. So now I'm trying to open up. I have not yet opened up 100%. I'm trying to open up. And then I talked to 2 of my closest friends about my work stress. And the third and the most successful way of releasing stress is using music. Every time I'm stressful, I eat some good food and then I listen to some good deep house techno music, and it relaxes me so well. Oh my god, I think you should try it. Trust me. People say Kyo, techno, Kyo, deep house once, and they have not explored that side of the music. But if you go abroad, all of Europe and America is dying to be a part of these techno artists, music, events. That's why we've dived into it as well, to create a techno space in Nepal. So it is so soothing and it's so mind relaxing that oh my god, I could do this every day. In fact, every day I wake up and while getting ready for office, on the background that music, that genre is always playing. It really helps me. I think it cools me down. My stress is a little low, and then I'm like, okay, we'll fix it. पहिला त्यो हुँदैन थियो. And I think always talking to someone is very important. That really solves mental stress. And there are people who actually write me also their things, and even though I cannot help them, they just try to write it down because they cannot speak it to anybody, and it really helps. And I'm also telling to all the listeners today that if ever you know me and you want to talk to me about something or anything, please feel free to write me. I might not respond to you instantly, or I might not respond to you the way you expect it to be, but I will definitely read what you have to write, or I'll definitely listen what you have to say over a call, and maybe suggest my way, or not even suggest actually, just listen you out, just hear you out, and maybe try to just calm you down. And I would also do the same with you guys. So if you open up with me, I would be able to open up with you as well, without expecting anything out of you. I think in all businesses, daily life, you need it. Sometimes you just don't want people to react or respond, just listen. I think it really helps. And event मा चाहिँ त्यो स्ट्रेस एकदम बेसी नै छ क्या. स्टेज टाइममा रेडी भएन, अब के होला, जेनेरेटर चलेन, डिजे ढिलो भयो, मान्छे नै आइपुगेन टाइममा, and all of that stuff. So that stress, oh my god, I don't know if you've ever seen me in my own event. I'm like the most stressful guy running with a bag behind my back, and everyone's like, hi, I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to you later. And they feel it very annoying, and they feel so disrespect. I'm trying
in your own zone.
I'm just trying to make sure that everything is smooth and butter, like there needs to be no glitches. Your mind okay. So I cannot really enjoy in my own event, and until it's like about to end, you will not see me dancing or grabbing a drink. And people have seen that, and all my friends, let's have a drink, and I'm like, no, bro. I have time back. He's like, action. But Tuesday, I think I need to change. If everything is cross-checked and everything is, plan B, C, D proof, you need not worry, right? But if everything is done, everything is time, I'm still just revolving myself, checking if I can solve something, if I can help someone to do something, but I need to get better with that. So, मेरो इभेन्टमा चाहिँ I have, oh my god, I don't like myself. It's a thing I need to change.
Personal sacrifices you've made to grow your business.
Oh, I think I miss it. अब time गइसक्यो फर्केर आउँदैन. अहिले पनि I realize that all of my मेरो यो कलेज लाइफदेखि अहिलेसम्मको 10 years भइसक्यो कलेज मैले सकाएको छोडेको. I was so in my work, business, events, whatever. I was so into it. I was so in deep. I never spent quality time with my family again. एकदमै miss हुन्छ. I see my father growing old now. He's sometimes unwell, and I see my mother being tired and unwell. मेरो दाइको एउटा छोराछोरी छ, they've grown up अलिकति. I've spent a lot of time with them recently, the last 2-3 years. 2 years I've spent a lot of time because I realized that. अनि कामले गर्दाखेरि त्यो फ्यामिलीसँग टाइमै दिन मिल्दैन. हेर्दा हेर्दै सानो हुँदै my grandparents, they passed away from both the sides. I never got time to spend with them. So अहिले पनि there is so much work that even if I want to, I miss out. But I realize कहिलेकाहीँ छोड्नै पर्ने हुन्छ क्या, because later on you'll regret and then you'll not be able to, even with my friends, त्यो quality time पाएको छैन क्या मैले. So I think you need to definitely separate that time with your family and you need to keep your work aside. तर अब मेरो कामै राति स्टार्ट हुन्छ अहिलेको कन्टेक्स्टमा, so it's so difficult. And daytime, even if I'm free, my entire family is busy. They have their work and I can't be selfish and say you have to give me your time. So even like me and my wife, we talk about it, and now she works from morning 8 till evening 8.
And you start.
And I usually start from the morning.
No, yeah, of course. No.
But I mean, she's also working in the morning and afternoon and evening, but my work in the night is also there. So I'm almost working 15, 16, 17 hours a day. So now I've tried to cut down, and I go to the clubs and bars 3 times a week. But I'm, again, even if I go Wednesday late nights, Thursday morning I'm so dead that I don't have the energy to work, but I still have to go to work, so I'm not fresh. And one important part that comes out of this conversation is you should only do something that you can handle. And I think we were so excited and passionate that I'm doing एउटा रेस्टुरेन्ट, 2टा रेस्टुरेन्ट, 3टा रेस्टुरेन्ट, एउटा क्लब, 2टा क्लब, एउटा बार, 2टा बार, एउटा सप्लाई चेन, एउटा यो, एउटा त्यो गर्दै गर्दै यति धेरै बिजनेस लिदियो. Even if it's 5% business लिदिएछ त्यहाँ, पार्टनरशिप गर्दैछ त्यहाँ, and then you're struggling to make it a success. And I used to own Irish pub once upon a time, and I could not do justice to it, even though I give so much time. When I gave time to Irish, Casey's bar was struggling. When I gave time to Casey's, Irish was struggling. When I gave time to Sugar, both of them were struggling. So I think we realized that सबै कुरा एकैचोटि गर्न पनि सक्दैन. You need to be satisfied. You need to be satisfied with what you have. There are 2 kinds of people that I've realized. One, who start with one project and step by step, they make it a huge success, and then they dive into other. Second, I think which I was, or which I'm still to a certain extent, is एउटा क्लिक गर्यो भने 3-4 ड्याङ 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 खोल्दिने, अनि they do good to a certain point in time, but then again eventually त्यति नै छिटो it goes downside पनि के. So I think Della Soul पनि हामीले किन्यो, and then बिचमा राम्रो भयो, फेरि अहिले हेर्न नपाएपछि again shutdown पनि भयो. Again we try to uplift it. So you might have a lot in your plate. It's not important to eat all of it. जति चाहिन्छ बडीलाई त्यति नै ओभर इटिङ गर्यो भने obviously पेट दुखिहाल्छ. So if you have more restaurants or bars or businesses, then you can handle that. You can give proper time to. It will fail. It will definitely fail. There's no doubt. There is no shortcut. Until unless you need to have people who are looking after it full time, and you're just advising and you're just looking over it. It's a different thing. But if the company requires you and you're not able to give enough time, it will struggle. त्यो चाहिँ हुन्छ नै.
The next question is, do you want to highlight any influential mentor or advisor you've had so far? जसले चाहिँ एकदम significant role खेलेको छ तपाईको लाइफमा?
First of all, it's always been my dad. He's taught me how to calculate things. I know recently, 5-6 years, he's taught me a lot of things indirectly. And during my college times, I worked in a company where Mr. Siddharth Kedia was my mentor now also and then also. He guided me throughout. Every time I lost money, he used to be mad at me, but again, he used to guide me also. That you've made a mistake, so obviously there's going to be a loss. You lost money here because you not being able to deliver what you told me you would deliver. So telling people that I will do things is one part. Doing it and executing it smoothly is one part, And he's always been there. So even now, we've not been in touch for a while. Like we don't work together, but he's been my forever mentor now. Give it or take it. I've taken him as my mentor for life. So if there's something that goes southways, I always call him and ask, what would you do or what would you tell me? How would I solve this? And so he's been an integral part of I think he taught me entrepreneurship. I remember I used to own a cafe chain called Mr. Beans when I was studying in Ace College. And he said, okay, let's do it together. And he invested on it. And then we opened a first cafe in British College School building, with Thapatalina. And for 1 month, he invested the money and he saw me every morning be at the counter, check the sales and, run the restaurant, clean if something was not. I never hesitated even washing the dishes.
How old were you?
I think I was in my 20s, mid-20s at that time, 24, 25. But I never hesitated cleaning the table myself and all of that. He saw all of that, and he never said anything. Why is this guy not responding or saying anything? He's the business partner and I'm like working under him. And then after the month ended, he saw the reports and he said, okay, so what next? I'm like, what next, sir? I'll get back to the cafe and I'll start working. Like, no, what next? So you just want to sell one coffee to the same customer every day and stay there? I'm like, no, of course I want to get more customers. Like, how will you get more customers? So he taught me, why don't you open another 5 restaurants or 5 cafes in different areas, step by step. Not 5 all at a time, but you've already done 1 month in this.
They chain.
Mr. Beans had 5-6 outlets in a span of 1 year. Then. And he told me, okay, now you've completed this. You know how this runs. Now hire a manager and let him run everything. And you see the daily reports. Now you know how much would you sell on a Monday and how much you will sell on a Friday. You understand the basics. You know the cost of coffee. You know the cost of milk. You know how much a staff would charge you. You know how to manage accounts. Then what the hell are you doing at the ticket counter, at the billing counter? What are you doing there? You're wasting time. So he taught me, now I need to open another chain, another outlet. And then he said me, why don't you get into college outlets? The margins will be low, but you'll play in volume. So that's when I opened up a second outlet inside Ace College Canteen. And that time, Ace College Canteen was so pathetic. I mean, you would see rats moving around. Around 2014. Okay. 14, 15, The Ace College then canteen was very unhygienic, very unmanaged. Oh, okay, you're also from Ace. I'm also from Ace. I'm a dropout from Ace. I studied there for 3 years and then I dropped out. BBA? Yeah, I was doing BBA BI. But again, I made a mistake there by doing BI because I never wanted to go into banking insurance. But yeah, so he taught me and I was like, yeah. Why did I not think of opening a second outlet when I'm not really doing anything but just cutting bills and collecting cash? And he helped me, he guided me, and then I opened second one. And when I did the second, he said me, okay, go talk to Ace College MBA. And then I opened the third one. And then he gave me a break for another 3-4 months. And then I was running these 3 outlets very smoothly. And then he told me, okay, now how about you take the VG office canteen? Now get into office canteens. Okay. Then we successfully took the office canteen. We had the 4th outlet. And that's how we were growing. We were doing well and good. And then the earthquake happened. Okay. And we shut down all of those operations for 3-4 months because of the earthquake and the scenario then. And then all of these staffs, they wanted to move out abroad. And then we had difference between the staff and the owners. And then we sold it again back to the respective colleges and other people, and then we moved out of that venture. But that was a great learning, That's when my vision opened that I can do multiple things at the same time and still manage it if I create systems. But before I create systems, I need to know everything to the core.
Yeah.
So nobody cheats me there. I know what is happening in the kitchen. I'm the boss. I'm the gunda type. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You might not do everything, but you should know everything from the top. So if somebody tries to trick you down, you understand, okay, oh, I know this is... Exactly. So it really worked well for us that time. So yeah, he's there.
Any insecurity or doubts you faced in your entrepreneurial journey?
I mean, there's always been an insecurity that with time there'll be more new people coming in, and I might not be the KTM live I am today or I was in the past. But again, that insecurity is just for myself to be a better event manager, because I think if as long as I keep updating me, myself, and my events, giving good experiences again, and creating unique ideas into reality, I think I will never go down. The order insecurity when it's high, and I think with time we need to change for better opportunities, better lifestyles. I don't know. I always think that is this what I want to do all my life? Somewhere that's a very important question. Maybe, maybe not is what I think. Because somewhere
so at this age, after all you've done, you do have that doubt.
Of course, that's always there because you're still passionate, but you have a family to live with, and their happiness and our happiness together matters also. I want to run around all my life? No, I don't want to. That I'm very clear about. So maybe again I would do it in a way where I want everyone else to do the groundwork and I can just be on top. But Nepal is not such a big market for events in that scale, So I don't know. I might also want to explore the idea of going abroad for a couple of years and just tasting what it's like, and then come back.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to just see how it is out there.
You've not gone by that?
I've never worked abroad. I've had opportunities, but that time I wanted to stay back. I still believe that I will always live and die in Nepal. But I do want to explore the idea of traveling different countries, living there, with my family, and then getting new experiences there in business and professional lives, cook maybe sometimes, and maybe wash my own clothes. Because I lived in hostel now, I've done that, right? And I like that. So I don't know, I want to explore that side and see what event management abroad is also. I've just seen Nepal so far, from the organizing point of view. I might be able to, if I go abroad like Dubai or Australia or America, I might want to try events there and see how it is there. Then just, a different scenario, different unsa. So I want to taste that. So let's see ki unsa. I mean, it's too early to delve into it,
Thank you so much for being a part of this segment.
Thank you. Quite interesting.
I think we've talked about so many things. Right? There's so many questions that I feel like time bound, we do have to move towards the end.
Right.
What I want to ask you is about you, Ritesh Badaze, Ritesh Daibadaze. What can we expect? And any company that you own, like what do we look forward to?
From any of the things that I have done or I do or I will do in the future, one thing you can definitely expect is we're not only going to be money centric. We're going to be full of emotion centric. We want people to feel what we're doing. We want people to realize the effort, energy that we've put in, and that only comes with passion. So I will never do something that I'm not passionate about. That I'm not educated about. I will not just do anything for the sake of doing it. And we will always be there in terms of giving people something unique and try solve a problem somewhere down the line in our country that we do. Be it supplying alcohol, be it selling alcohol, be it entertaining people, be it a clothing brand, giving them unique designs that they want. So any and everything that we do, we want to solve a problem. We want to be different from others. And we will only partner with people who want or have the same ideology and say that, okay, we are going to make money, but we're also going to solve a problem to a certain extent. And the problem could be anything. The smallest of problems, the biggest of problems. And the idea should always be towards solving it and making a difference. I think there's so many event companies in Nepal, in Kathmandu, right? But what difference are we making? How are we different from them? That's the question we always ask. And that's what gives us ideas in our events. When you कुरा गऱ्यो भने अलिक डिफ्रेन्ट हुन्छ है. कतिले टिकट काउन्टर फ्लेक्स एउटा बक्स हालेर बनाइदिन्छन्. मेबी हामीले त्यसमा एउटा ब्यारिकेड जोड्दियो भने वी आर डिफ्रेन्ट. But we've solved the problem of haphazard and creating a systematic line. Just a very small example I'm trying to give you. Again, we want to be that. And when we talk about KTM Live, people have, I think, already our events or our loyal customers also. They always know that depends on the kind of events that we like. But whatever he will do something nice is what people believe. And we're really thankful to them who've been supporting us, who share our designs and event posters on social media with just one goal. And I keep nagging them. Hundreds of people I ask and then they support me. And I'm really thankful to them, and I thank them right now as well for supporting me all the way. My family, my friends, and all the people who've come to my event so far. And I hope to see all of them in this Madwell Holy event as well. This 24th of March in Everest Hotel Casino Ground. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ria, for having me here as well. It's been a great conversation. I didn't even realize it's been 2.5 hours, almost 2 hours.
I just want you to answer one last question that I have. Right? There's a young person watching you right now who's extremely interested in events,
right.
Like mini anyone. There's this young kid watching you, girl or a boy, and really interested in events and everything that you do, and is inspired by you. So he or she is just like 19. Okay? So what do you want to suggest to that person?
I learned it with all my experiences. I have a lot of people actually writing me, Sunny, I love the way you do things, events, and I would want to work with you and all of that. And like, can you guide me? So, I mean, one reason I work alone is because there's not such a big market to have a lot of people in this scene, I feel. But यो सबै कुराहरुभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ I regret not getting a degree myself. After studying 6 years in college, I don't have a degree. So you need to be educated. It's very important. Degree is secondary. It really matters. When you approach people, companies, it really matters. So please study. And no matter what, finish your education, at least MBA the garne parcha. That's become the bare minimum. You go outside and you see people are doing double diplomas and stuff like that, and you're way behind. And you will only understand the sense of it later when you start working. You'll be like, oh, you MBA ma padha the, and you'll not even realize sometimes that padeko thiyo kaam lagyo bhanera. It's very important. Second, I think always feel it from the heart. I think events for me, it came out of accident. I know you must have heard it in my earlier podcast. It came out of accident. Now it's become such an integral part of my life, but only because I was so passionate. Until today, I'm so passionate about events. If you're not passionate about something, don't do it. It will not last long. And if you want something to last forever with you professionally as a business, you need to be passionate, and you need to understand reality. I think you need to say, okay, we are not doing this professionally. You need to understand if it's not making money, if it's suffering losses, you'll have to stop. The approach can change. But yeah, so education is really important. Being passionate is really important. Third, I think is important to also understand where you come from and your family. Because you lose all of that time. So again, you want to do everything, but you don't want to miss your personal time, your family time, your me time. Fourth, I spend a lot of time listening music. That's my me time. So you need to spend some time realizing also what you did the last week or the month, and was it exactly successful? Was it fruitful or not? And did it help me or not? यो कुराहरु आफूको बारेमा सोच्नु पनि धेरै important हो. And I'm a very positive guy, so I would always say the fifth point is that you always have to be positive. Something works out, some things don't work out, but you have to move ahead. You have to let go of and move ahead. एउटै कुरामा बसिराख्यो भने कहिले पनि सक्सिड हुँदैन हामी.
Huh.
So yeah, if you have these 4-5 things in mind and you live up to it very strongly, I think nothing can stop you. Kahilekai it might just be low, but it's like that's how it is. If everything was easy, everyone would have been successful, right? So we might not tick all the boxes here every time in our lives, but yeah, these are things that I look up to when I do something, and I want my friends and my well-wishers to look into it when they look up to me as well. And they may not be the best person in the room. I'm not the best person in the room, but I'm okay with it. I'm satisfied to a certain extent. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. Sorry, I mean, still, everything that you said, it was still specific and not generic. That stuff that we hear all the time, and it's just so thank you so much for being here. Time, oh my god.
Thank you. We'll probably catch up again sometime soon.
But thank you so much for being here, and you know where to go.
24th of March.
2024, you know where to be. So.
Yeah, Everest Hotel parking lot. Get your tickets at Khati, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you, everyone.